Hey, what's up? It's Teacher Ako. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And today, we've got an exciting video on true experimental research design. So let's dive right in. So at this point, as I've said a while ago, we will be focusing on true experimental research design. So prior to this video, in my former video, I have discussed already about experimental research design and also about quantitative research. So kung bago ka lang sa channel natin at gusto mo makita yung mga videos na ginawa kong yon para at least guided ka sa video na to, pwede mong bisitahin ang ating YouTube channel para makita yung dalawang videos na binanggit ko. So for today, we're diving into true experimental research design. So stay tuned because it's going to be super informative. So as I have mentioned before in our previous video, the types of experimental research design, we have three. So the first one is we have the true experimental research design, which is our topic for today. And then we also have quasi-experimental research and pre-experimental research design. So huwag kayo mag-alala, yung dalawang type ng experimental research design ay gagawan din natin ng video. So stay tuned lang kayo sa channel natin. So first, let's focus on the true experimental research design. So this is a type of research that allows researchers to establish cause and effect relationships between variables. So this design is considered the most rigorous and reliable form of research due to its systematic approach to controlling and manipulating variables. Because prior to this, I have mentioned that in this kind of experimental research design, we have the groups to consider. We have the control group and the experimental group. So these are the common features of a true experimental research design. So first, ito dapat ang mga tatandaan natin, mga kasama ko nagre-research, mga students natin dyan, mga co-researchers natin dyan. Ito yung mga dapat nating i-consider kung true experimental research design ang gagawin natin. So first, random assignment. So what is this? At this point, participants are randomly assigned to either the experimental group, which receives the treatment or intervention, or the control group, which does not receive the treatment. Randomization helps to eliminate biases and ensures that the groups are equivalent at the start of the experiment. Control group. There is always control group that does not receive the experimental treatment. This group serves as a baseline for comparison with the experimental group. The next feature, we have the manipulation of the independent variable. So what is this? So the researcher, for example, you are the researcher, you can manipulate the independent variable. So the variable that is hypothesized to cause an effect, that is our independent variable. At huwag kayong mag-alala, in our future videos, i-discuss natin yung mga different types ng variables na to. And also, it observes its impacts on the dependent variable. So the outcome being measured. So again, the independent variable is the variable that is hypothesized to cause an effect. And the dependent variable here is the outcome being measured. Next, the third feature here is the control of extraneous variables. So the researcher controls for extraneous variables, or these are the other variables that might influence the outcome, our dependent variable, to ensure that any observed effects can be attributed to the manipulation of the independent variable. And lastly, the last feature here is the measurement of the dependent variable. The effects of the manipulation of the independent variable on the dependent variable are measured and analyzed to determine if there is a statistical significant difference between the experimental group and the control groups. So ayan, mga ka-researchers, ito yung mga features of a true experimental research design na kailangan natin i-consider kapag i-conduct natin ito. So what are now the types of experimental research design? So we have three. Tatlo ang ating tatandaan. Una, we have the pre-test, post-test control group design. Pangalawa, we have the post-test only control group design. At ang pang-apat, we have the Solomon four-group design. So let's talk about the first one, the pre-test, post-test control group design. So in here, participants are randomly assigned to control and experimental groups. And both pre-test and post-test data are collected. So papaano ba ito? So magbibigay ako ng illustration kung papaano natin gagawin itong kind ng true experimental research na ito, which is the pre-test, post-test control group design. Heto, meron tayong table dito para i-illustrate ko kung papaano natin gagawin ang pre-test, post-test control group design. So una, as I have mentioned, dito meron tayong dalawang group. We have the experiment group and the control group. So both group here will receive pre-test. Pre-test for experiment group and pre-test for control group. And then after that, for the experiment group, that group will receive intervention or treatment. And then for the control group naman, wala tayong no intervention or no treatment. Walang intervention, walang treatment. And then lastly, yung last step natin, both groups will receive post-test. So ayun, yun ang ating illustration for pre-test, post-test control group design. This time naman, proceed tayo sa post-test only control group design. So in here, participants are randomly assigned to either the control or experimental group. And only post-test data is collected. Kaya nga kung titignan natin yung pangalan niya, di ba? Post-test only. So ibig sabihin, post-test lang yung i-employ natin kapag ikakonduct natin ito. Tignan natin yung illustration para mas maiintindihan natin. So here, for the post-test only control group design, again, meron tayong dalawang grupo. Yung experiment group at saka yung control group. Dito, parehas, wala silang post-test. After that, intervention or treatment will be given for the experiment group, and for the control group, no intervention or no treatment. After that, both group will receive post-test. Ayan, nasa pangatlong kind na tayo ng true experimental research design, at ito ay ang Solomon four group. In this one, this combines the above designs to control for pre-test effects. So, paano ito? Tignan natin yan yung illustration ng Solomon four group. Paano po ba ito ginagawa? Ayan, tignan natin yung illustration. For the title itself, Solomon four group, ibig sabihin, ilan yung group natin? Very good. Apat yung group natin. So, apat yung dinivide natin ito into 4. Nag-assign tayo ng apat. Meron tayong experimental group 1, control group 1. Meron tayong experimental group 2, at meron tayong control group 2. Paano yung flow niya? Sa ating group 1, yung experimental group natin, meron silang pre-test. Same with control group. Sa pangalawa naman, wala silang parehas na pre-test. So ulitin ko, yung group 1 natin na experimental and control group may pre-test. Yung group 2 natin, wala silang parehas na pre-test. After that, proceed tayo dito sa pangalawang step. For the group 1 experimental and group 2 experimental, parehas silang may intervention. For our group 1 control group and group 2 control group, wala silang parehas na intervention. At lastly, yung apat na ito ay magkakaroon ng post-test. I-employ sila ng post-test. So, ganito yung flow ng ating Solomon four group design. Ayan. Ito yung pinaka-importante nating tatandaan. After natin pinag-aralan yung uri pinag-aralan yung true experimental research design at yung types niya, yung pre-test, post-test only, at saka Solomon four group, kailangan natin itong tatandaan. that true experimental designs are often used in fields like psychology, medicine, education, and social sciences where establishing causality is critical. Usually, dito ini-employ or ginagawa ang true experimental research design. Ayan. Siyempre, bago tayo magtatapos, magbibigay ako ng sample through experimental research design. So, para naman at least meron akong bonus sa inyo na ibibigay. Ito na, pwede natin itong gamitin sa school natin o kaya kung saan man tayong field. Una, the impact of interactive digital tools on high school students' mathematics achievement, a randomized controlled trial. The second one, evaluating the effectiveness of mindfulness-based stress reduction on anxiety levels in college students. Third, the influence of differentiated instruction on reading comprehension among grade 12 students, a true experimental study. Heto pa mga ka-researchers, sample true experimental research titles na pwede natin gamitin. Assessing the impact of high-intensity interval training on cardiovascular health in middle-aged adults. The second one, the effect of bilingual education programs on academic performance in primary school students, a randomized controlled study. And lastly, investigating the role of gamified learning in enhancing engagement and retention in online courses. Ayan mga ka-researchers, so natapos na naman natin ang isang video natin ngayon. Sana may natutunan tayo about true experimental research design. Stay tuned lang kayo lagi sa ating YouTube channel. Click subscribe. Pwede kayo mag-comment sa baba para makita natin kung ano yung mga reactions niyo about sa videos natin, kung may suggestions ba kayo or kung may request ba kayong video na gusto nyong gawan ko ng discussion para ma-upload natin sa channel natin. So stay tuned lang kayo lagi sa ating YouTube channel. Thank you very much for listening. God bless you. Till we meet again.